Good morning, everybody out in the world. This is Ding Long, and today we're joined here with Gary Chang talking about the ancient Chinese dynasties. I am Ding Long, and this is CNN China In. So, Gary Chang, what is the first dynasty you remember?
Well, Ding Long, I think it was the No, wait. The Zhang. No, I'm retarded. It was the Xia dynasty. Yes, that's it. The Xia dynasty was the oldest that I can remember.
What came out of that dynasty? Were there any devastating wars or new teachings?
It marked the end of the primitive societies and the beginning of the class society where people were all of a sudden allowed to just start climbing up these imaginary chain of power and put themselves above people in money. Land inheritance and stuff like that.
Are you lower class, I'm guessing?
Yes, but I'm not going to speak of it. It's defiling.
Then what are you going to say about it? Oh, I know. Wasn't the Xia dynasty known for its agriculture? You must know about that.
Yes, many achievements were made. People lived mainly through agriculture using tools made of stone or bone. The jade tools or objects at the time were quite delicate, and bronze vessels were well melted.
Who ruled the Xia dynasty?
His name was Yu the Great. He was very great.
What makes you say that?
Many reasons. Yu the Great was a mythological ruler in ancient China, famed for his introduction of flood control, inaugurating dynastic rule in China by founding the Xia dynasty, and for his upright moral character.
What were some examples of how Yu the Great was great?
Yu was long regarded as an ideal ruler and kind of philosopher king by the ancient Chinese. Biyuchan, Weiyuchan, and Dijiyan in Sichuan have all made claims to be his birthplace. Owing to his involvement in China's mythical Great Flood, Yu also came to be regarded as a water deity in Taoism and the Chinese folk religions. He's the head of the 5 kings of water immortals, honored in shrines and Mazu temples as protectors of ships in transit.
Tell me what you know about the Shang dynasty, Master Gary.
Shang, the first recorded Chinese dynasty, for which is both documentary and archaeological evidence. The Shang dynasty was the reputed successor to the quasi-legendary First Dynasty, the Xia c. 2070 c. 1600 BCE.
So you're saying that the Shang dynasty is the first dynasty to have physical evidence it is real? But the Xia dynasty was recorded in books before the Shang.
Sir, yes sir, that is exactly what I am saying.
Tell me what you know about the Han dynasty.
The Han dynasty, or the Han Empire, was the second imperial dynasty of China, preceded by the Qin dynasty, and succeeded by the Three Kingdoms period. Spanning over 4 centuries, the Han period is considered a golden age in Chinese history. To this day, China's majority ethnic group refers to themselves as the Han people, and the Chinese script is referred to as the Han characters. It was founded by the rebel leader Liao Bang, known posthumously as Emperor Gazao of Han, and briefly interrupted by the Xia dynasty of the former regent Wang Mang. This interregnum separates the Han dynasty into 2 periods: the Western Han, or former Han, and the Eastern Han, or later Han.
Tell me something about the Liu Bang.
Commonly known by his people named Gazao, personal name Liu Bang, courtesy named Ji, was the founder and first emperor of the Han dynasty. He ruled China from 202 to 195 BC. Gao's was one of the few dynasty founders in Chinese history originated from the peasant class. Fun fact.
What happened after the Han dynasty? How was the Han overthrown?
There was a short period when the Han dynasty was overthrown by the Xin dynasty. This lasted from 8 to 22 AD. The time before the Xin is officially called the Western Han, and the time after the Eastern Han. The name of the first Han emperor, Gazao, means high ancestor. Just as the name implies, the 3 kingdoms were made up of 3 kingdoms: Wei, Shu, and Wu, as I mentioned earlier. As a single dynasty, the 3 kingdoms period originated in 220 AD when Wei replaced their Eastern Han dynasty, 25 AD to 220 AD, and ended in 280 AD.
Well, Mr. Gary, it's very nice to speak to you, and I'm glad that I got to learn more about you and the ancient dynasties.
Thank you very much for your time today, Mr. Ding Long. It was nice to meet you, and I hope to get to see you soon.
Bye!
Bye! Run. Wow!